Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Genshin Impact reaction. Today we have the Natlan live Symphony performance. I've seen this floating around my recommendeds for like, what, a week now almost. And it's like, okay, I need to get to that. I really want to see it. I love their live performances. They're always so clean. It's just been hard to find a window of time where I have like 9.5 minutes to sit down and get to it and watch it and listen to it and just be there and not be distracted by something else. For the record, I don't know how much I'm going to be talking after this one because songs this long, performances like this, usually I get what I'm trying to say during the video, so I don't know if there will be a giant portion of talking after this one, but we won't know if we don't start, so without further ado, let's go. My god, the quality on this camera. This is why I like watching their performance videos. They're insanely high quality. The lighting on him. The actual fire. Oh man, okay, his control. His power. They didn't overly compress the vocals. I can actually hear the dynamics for once. That never happens in live performance. Hell yeah. That never happens. They always overly compress the vocals and you lose all that dynamic. You don't get to hear any of that like scaling around, the loss and gain of power that's usually all gone. This is so well mixed already, just off that. Ooh, flute. Can't go wrong with a flute. I love watching pan flutists play. Just like that precision to know exactly where you need to go. I could never. Bro's not done. I thought they were done with this. I'm finding it hard to believe that this is like local microphone with how well this is produced. Like I can see the microphones, I just don't believe that they're there. It's very possible that this performance was recorded for some ambience, like on another recording. Obviously, you want to get the camera in there, get some close-up shots for accents and such. No doubt that they're performing it, obviously, but it's like, there are certain parts of this mix that I don't think they could manage in an environment like this. It just sounds phenomenal. Love to see the traditional instruments, especially percussion. Dude, those vocals are way too tight. my god. Yes! Oh, the swell on that. Absolutely phenomenal. This is gonna be so much fun. That first one was insane. We're bringing the energy up with this one. Okay. Ooh. Okay. A lot more of the traditional percussion in here. You never expect to see a kalimba, you know? But then it shows up, it's like, oh! Oh, I'm vibing with this one. Oh. Oh, man. Dude, the guy playing the shakers never gets enough love. Tambourine overrated. Shaker guy, absolutely peak performance every time. Even the ocarina, dude. Are you kidding me? The choices of what instruments to use are phenomenal. That could have been played by a wood flute. Easy. Speaking of. But they wanted that warmth out of the ocarina. Ooh. 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 Oh, the rhythm for this one. Rhythm driven. Ooh. Ooh, steel drums. Okay. That's a texture I straight up did not expect. Shaker guy. Yeah. As a huge fan of African traditional percussion and instruments in general, this is my favorite region. I love this. There's so much texture, there's so much love in this, so much. Again, that swell. Fun fact, I used to play the ocarina. I have not had one in about a decade now. Rest in peace. Oh man, that high brass cut through a lot there. Love this vocal line. It is... God! I'm putting this video into all of my playlists. This will fit every energy I have at all, at any point in my life. I'm joining the singers over here. Gotta do that shoulder sway, dude. Damn. Damn. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Okay, I actually might have some stuff to talk about. That was phenomenal. That was so good. Holy shit. So first things first, Fucking Swahili? Are you kidding me? I didn't really talk about this during because I was gonna go into a whole thing about it now, but I actually did learn how to speak a little bit of Swahili back when I was a kid because we had a few mission things related to my family church and we had to learn a little bit of it. I didn't go anywhere in Africa. We just had some sharing of that culture there, as well as actually a very recent thing. There is somebody I used to work with. They also spoke Swahili and we kind of bonded over that. I, for the record, cannot speak it, but I do understand a few basic sentences and a few basic words. So it was really cool hearing that and just recognizing the language and being able to assign that. I'm just like, oh, okay, wow, we're here. And that's so cool. I can't imagine what that must feel like to people who actually live in that region of the world being represented through this music. That's gotta feel insanely prideful. Like a game utilizing that culture. And then we get like Peruvian with like the pan flutes and everything. Like that was really cool too. Consistently, Genshin Impact seems to do this with their music, inspired by different parts of the world. I never would have expected African and Peruvian cultures to be touched on, but I feel like they've also touched on basically everything else. So it's like, I think at this point, really the only things they haven't touched on are maybe like Aboriginal culture, albeit some of that has been used in other textures for different regions. And then like, I don't know, Samoan. I feel like that's about all they got that they haven't touched on yet. But there's also the possibility to scale wider out from Peru and do a little bit more of the South American area. So like maybe, but again, that's so cool. I love that they use these cultural influences and they pay so much attention and actually like do it respectfully instead of feeling like it's been bastardized and moved to a different part of the world and then like they're trying to make it something it's not. I like that they actually utilize a lot of the instruments from this part of the world and they decide to utilize that culture in their music rather than just making it something else and just not caring. So like that's respect incarnate, and I love that they're doing that. Seeing all the djembe and the talking drum representation in this alone for me as a percussionist, I was like, yeah, I love the djembe. I played one first when I was in like 4th grade. It was one of my favorite things. I wish I could play one now. I wish I had one, but man, it is so much fun. And I love that they have this in here. Again, like obviously I'm white as hell. I don't actually have roots in these cultures, but I do also have musical influences through them because I fell in love with their cultures through music. So this hyped me up a lot. And I, again, cannot imagine what it feels like for the people watching this who are in those parts of the world and are being represented through that. So that's just sick as hell. I love it, absolutely. And more in the actual music side of things, I love that this was kind of two sides of the same coin with the songs they did here. The first one being a more like rough and tumble, like we are going to war, very just stoic in its presentation overall, especially that lead vocalist. That soloist had such a powerful voice. It cut through everyone else's voice, and obviously that's a lot of mixing as well, but even then his tone was very like pointed. I could pick him out of that group when they were singing as a whole. So like he has a very telltale distinct voice, and I love that they utilized him for that. And the power of everyone's voice was so strong. And again, with that mixing thing I mentioned a few times, very nice that they didn't overly compress it and lose all the dynamics in that, especially in vocals from this part of the world where those dynamics are the language of that music. So it's like that's what you have to keep. And again, they did fantastically here, and I love that they kept that intact. And the second song is more of like a celebratory thing. There's a lot more exaltation in this, a lot more of that like, hey, you're going to war, you will be remembered, we are proud of you. Absolutely, like it's just a different thing. Like if the first one was the dark side, this is the light side. Similar message as far as like going to war and being proud of who they are as a culture, and you know, making that statement very obvious. I also love the vocal differences between these. I'm not a specialist in vocals at all, but you can obviously hear the difference in presentation between the first and second one here. The first one was a lot more whole, a lot wider, broader, warmer, and the second one having a lot more of that nasal nasal passage being used to brighten things up a little bit. And there's a lot of percussive elements to that too. And I won't get too far into that, especially because I did see that Marco Meatball has a video on that. And given that he's the vocalist in this corner of music, I think you should go watch his video if you haven't. I'm sure he talks about those sorts of inspirations and could do so much more eloquently than I could. I'll stick with my music drum niche that I've got here and not make myself look like more of an idiot. But yeah, what an absolute blast. I love this. I am absolutely adding this performance specifically to every playlist I have personally. If I'm sad, happy, angry, doesn't matter. This song, these songs will make me feel empowered and help me get through whatever I'm doing. If it's something as simple as work or something as complex as an emotional pitfall, this will do so well for me. I cannot begin to explain how much influence these songs had on me tonight. I was already feeling good. I was already having a really decent day, and now I'm just hyped and I want to do more before bed because you know what? Warriors gotta fight. Like I've got to do something. But I'll digress with that. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, by all means, drop a comment down below with the song I should get to next. I haven't been getting to too much Genshin specific stuff because I have been touching a lot on all of the new stuff that Yupeng Chen has been putting out recently, and I've just been doing videos on those. But if there's anything from Genshin that's new that I haven't heard yet, clearly there's a region I haven't heard a lot of music from yet, so if there's anything from this region, let me know, and I will definitely get to it because this is sick. And otherwise, of course, if you enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!